Thank you so much for joining me here on the Curtis Zone, where I, your amazing host, Dylan J. Curtis, give you all things action-packed children's programming. I know that today is gonna be one heck of an episode, because it's an episode of a show that I didn't even know existed. Not even you knew that it existed until I told you about it on this episode. So let's get started, ladies and gentlemen, while we talk about the season of Knights of the Zodiac, Battle for Sanctuary. Those of you who know me know that I am a huge Knights of the Zodiac fan. It's one of my favorite animes. So let's get started by talking about Battle for Sanctuary. And of course, remember to wait till after the episode, because when we talk about news, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, remember to keep tuning in for my giveaway contest, where I will be giving away some things this December. I will be giving away a Sephiroth One-Winged Angel statuette, 2 Digimon statuettes, and the Thundercats Sword of Omens. An exact replica of it, that is. So let's get started, ladies and gentlemen, by talking about Knights of the Zodiac. Now, the Knights of the Zodiac Battle for Sanctuary story arc started out as a comic book manga in Japan. This was until it was made into an animated series. But the series never made it over to the U.S. due to the fact that Knights of the Zodiac was canceled in the U.S. due to licensing issues. The series, however, was put on hiatus until 2 years ago, when it was brought over to the U.S. via Netflix and Crunchyroll. The series was not as popular as the first 2 seasons, but it was still fun nonetheless. I personally liked it. The entire series lasted 24 episodes in the U.S., and those 24 episodes were amazing. How they began was very important, because it all starts off with an attempted murder. Here's how it goes. The whole series starts off with Sienna, aka Athena, being shot with a God Killer arrow. This God Killer arrow would take 12 hours to fully integrate into her body and destroy her from the inside out. This means that her Bronze Knights, Seiya, Sean, Shiryu, aka Long, and Magnus would have to go through the 12 houses of Sanctuary to get to the Grand Master. The Grand Master, who P.S. is the only person that can destroy the God Killer arrow and save Sienna's life. However, it is being found out later that the Master of Sanctuary has been taken over by an imposter. While going through the 12 houses of Sanctuary, the Bronze Knights would encounter personal obstacles, worldly obstacles, and of course their own fate, which would give them their Silver Knight status, because they defeated all 12 of the Gold Knights. They have to battle the Gold Knights in order to get through and get to the Grand Master of Sanctuary. This was amazing, my friends. Now, with all that said and done, let's talk about important moments, shall we? There are only 3 important moments that I want to talk about before we end everything off. Here's the first important moment. Like I said before, the Grand Master had been taken over by an imposter, and this imposter not only took over his job, but also destroyed the Grand Master. It took a while for all the Gold Knights to figure this out, that they were working for an imposter who basically told them the fake story about Athena being the goddess that was going to destroy all of the world. And so the Gold Knights were only fighting against the Bronze Knights for nothing. The second important moment I want to talk about is when we first meet the Libra Knight. Here's the thing about the Libra Knight. We found that he is the master of Dragon Long, the Bronze Knight of Dragon. And so he would use the Gold Libra Knight's armor, which is not really an armor, it's a series of weapons. Now, the final important moment I want to talk about is the return of Nero. Here's why this is important, because at first Nero, the Phoenix Knight, was one of the main antagonists for the first couple of seasons. However, he returned and decided to help against Sanctuary in order to help save Athena, because he did not believe in the prophecy. He said to Seiya, help Athena. I will hold off this man as long as I can, even if it kills me. And with this, Seiya would save Athena by reaching Athena's altar and grabbing her shield. This is important, my friends. Now I have 3 favorite moments I want to talk about, seeing as though I'm the only fan of Knights of the Zodiac that even watches the show. I have three favorite moments I want to talk about. The first favorite moment I want to talk about is when we first see the Libra Knight's armor. Yes, this is important and it's also my favorite. The Libra Knight's armor is not an armor, it's a series of weapons, and each weapon has its own technique that needs to be utilized for it. This was done in an episode where Cygnus Magnus was frozen solid, and so the Knights had to save him, and the only way to save him is to use the Libra Knight's armor. And Dragon Long used the Libra Knight's sword to slice open the ice in order to save Cygnus Magnus. My second favorite moment is the battle with the Gold Cancer Knight. Everyone knows that Dragon Long is one of the best hand-to-hand fighters in all of Knights of the Zodiac. For those of you who actually watched it, seeing as though I'm the only fan of Knights of the Zodiac left, everyone knows that Dragon Long is the most famous and most skilled hand-to-hand fighter, and so he fought against the Gold Cancer Knight, who just so happened to be taking people down to Hades. And so this battle would last 2 episodes with Dragon Long coming on top. That was my favorite moment because it showed how good at hand-to-hand combat he is. My final favorite moment I want to talk about is when we first see Saint Seiya use his Rolling Crush attack. He was battling against a series of undead soldiers, and one of them had grown into a gigantic version of himself, and so he would use his Pegasus Rolling Crush attack. I know that does not seem like a very fun moment to the rest of you, but to me that was pretty impressive. Those of you who say otherwise, you're wrong. Now it's time for everyone's favorite part of these episodes, powers and abilities. And yes, we're talking about powers and abilities of the main protagonists, who just so happen to be same as the main antagonist, the Knights of the Zodiac. The Knights of the Zodiac have amazing armor, which makes them pretty much indestructible, and it amplifies their cosmic abilities. Their cosmic ability, which gives them the power to manipulate cosmic energy to do anything. For Seiya, it's his meteor attack combined with his Rolling Crush. You have Rising Dragon from Long, the Nebula Chain of Sean, and the Diamond Dust for Magnus. But in Battle of Sanctuary, they would reach Silver Knight status, which means that they would receive even more power. So powerful, in fact, that they defeated Gold Knights. And these Gold Knights have unlimited cosmic energy flowing through their veins, which means that the Gold Knights are stronger than Silver and Bronze. Another thing you need to know about the Bronze Knights is that they have a special privilege with their armor. It becomes easier to remove and to put on and remove. It gets even more indestructible, which means that the more you use your armor, the easier and more powerful it becomes. As far as news goes, here's some news from the world of Marvel. It has been announced that Adam Driver has been cast in the X-Men series as either Magneto or Mr. Sinister. We are not being told 110% what he is, because some people are saying that he's Magneto, whereas others are saying that he's going to be Mr. Sinister. Personally, I think that he would do great as Magneto. I mean, he looks great in a cape. The second piece of news is this. It has been announced that Xolo Maridueña's Blue Beetle will be joining the cast of Superman Man of Tomorrow, which is set to release as of next year. When next year, we don't know. I personally cannot wait because I love Blue Beetle. It was a fun movie, and people who were bagging on it, I don't know what is going on with y'all, because it was a fun movie. The final piece of news, I want to remind everybody of my giveaway contest, which is happening in this December. See, I will be giving away a series of gifts for people who have commented and liked and subscribed to my YouTube channel. Here is what you're going to be vying for. You're going to be vying for for fourth place, you'll be getting a Sephiroth One-Winged Angel statuette, which I thought was pretty cool. Third place, we'll be getting 2 Digimon statuettes, which I think are pretty cool, from Digimon Season 4. Second place, we'll be getting the replica of the Thundercat Sword of Omens, which I personally had a hand in creating. It's decorative, not a real sword. And for first place, you'll be getting a copy of the upcoming Wolverine video game. Personally, I want all of these items, so get in the comment section down below and tell me everything. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you just want to make a request, get in that comment section down below. Thank you so much for joining me here on the Curtis Zone, ladies and gentlemen, where we talk all things action-packed children's programming. Now, remember to get in that comment section if you want to qualify for my giveaway contest. I will see you guys very soon. Remember, peace.